After a victory in last night's game against the Warriors, the Lakers are now up 3-1 in the series, and they're on the brink of advancing to the Western Conference Finals. A team that was 2-10 to start the season, that looked like a complete disaster, has all of a sudden turned it around, and they even entered the playoffs only as a 7 seed, but now have a real shot at going to the finals and even winning the championship. But how did this happen, and how did this Lakers team defy the odds? At the trade deadline, it was time for the Lakers and Russell Westbrook to part ways. And I think the move is actually beneficial for both parties here. Russ has been balling out with the Clippers until their season ended, and the Lakers are now a win away from the Western Conference Finals. So this trade deadline, they traded away Russell Westbrook, Patrick Beverley, Kendrick Nunn, Thomas Bryant, Juan Toscano Anderson, and a first-round pick in exchange for D'Angelo Russell, Rui Hachimura, Jared Vanderbilt, Malik Beasley, Mo Bamba, and Devon Reed. But those last two guys don't play. So let's talk about how this improved the Lakers as an overall team. Rui Hachimura has been great for them in the playoffs, and he provided some really big scoring games off the bench in the first round matchup versus Memphis, and he shot the ball at a 50% rate in the playoffs. D'Angelo Russell, he was injured for a little bit at the end of the regular season, but in the playoffs he's provided a great scoring spark. As one of the games against the Warriors, he scored a lot of points in the first half and ended up scoring 31 as the team's scoring leader that game. He's provided a lot of layups, threes, he's hit a good amount of fades and middies. His offensive bag has been really important, and his ability to score from a lot of levels has shown this series against the Warriors. Let's talk about who I think the most important acquisition of the trade deadline, and he's definitely helped them this series against the Warriors, Jared Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt may not provide the best offensive stats, but on defense, he's going to hound your team's best player. We saw him limit Ja Morant in the first round, and this series he's doing it to Steph Curry. Standing at 6'9" with a 7'1" wingspan, he's tall, he's long, and he's also fast, and his lateral quickness gives him the ability to stay with these faster guards who can create and be explosive. So how he's stopped and limited Steph this series is he's completely put himself on Steph. He doesn't look for the ball. He limits Steph sometimes to the corners and edges of the court, and he's guarded Steph all 94 feet. And this type of defense on Steph Curry is completely working, especially with a guy like Vanderbilt, and he's shown his ability as a versatile defender. And while Curry is still doing really well, dropping 30 points and 15 assists in some games, his ability to limit Steph from crossing that 40 or 50 threshold is keeping the Lakers from losing these games. And when guys like Clay and Jordan Poole are not really hitting their shots, when you limit Steph to like just 30 and or like just 25 and you keep him at that mark, you'll be happy because you come away with the victory. In addition to their trade deadline pieces and the mastermind work of Rob Pelinka, I want to talk about the development and improvement of Austin Reeves. Because Russell Westbrook was traded, now D'Lo was going to be the new point guard in LA, but because D'Lo had some injuries the last 11 games of the season, Austin Reeves really stepped into that facilitator role of the team, and he became a floor general. In the final 11 games of the Lakers season, Austin Reeves averaged 19.8 points, 6.1 assists, while shooting 58% from the field, 46% from 3, 90% from the free throw line, as LA went 9-2, where they secured the 7th seed and avoided a matchup against the Denver Nuggets. Reeves is a really hardworking player, and he's a great defender, as well as the fact that he's a great floor general and has helped LA shoot and score, and he's been a great part in his teammates' success. Let me throw you guys some stats about how the trio of LeBron James, Austin Reeves, and AD has done on the court. They outscore opponents at 14.3 points per 100 possessions. So every 100 possessions that they're on the floor, just those three guys, they outscore their opponents by 14.3 points. On the defensive end, when these three are together for 100 possessions, opposing teams score 102 points. So that means for every possession that these three are on the court together, opposing teams only score about 1 point, which is actually really good. While Anthony Davis has been inconsistent in some playoff games so far, his best games have been amazing so far. He's dropped 30 points, grabbed 20 plus rebounds, blocked 4 shots. He's been doing great things on both sides of the basketball, being able to hit some middies, hit some tough finishes against Kevon Looney and Draymond Green, as well as reject a lot of shots on the other end in clutch time and just stop the Warriors from scoring. So he's pretty much the big X factor on both sides of the ball for the Lakers if they want to continue to play at the rate they've been playing at. So he's a really, really important player for them. When him and Jared Vanderbilt are on the court together, Anthony Davis and Jared Vanderbilt, they have an offensive rebound percentage of 30%. So every miss that the Lakers miss when these two are on the court, there's a 30% chance that the team grabs an offensive rebound. That just speaks for itself on these two guys' physicality, their ability to hustle, and their ability to just want it more than the other team and just grab that offensive rebound and get a second chance for the team, which has been really important for the Lakers. And while LeBron James isn't as dominant as we're used to, he's still playing great team basketball. I mean, there have been some games where he had 0 shots in the first quarter, but the team was still playing really good because of how he's able to facilitate. And I think, to be honest, this is the most complete team ever built around LeBron. The most complete team. And yeah, obviously he had much better teams in Miami with his days with Bosh and Wade, but this is the most complete, like 8 to 9, 10-man rotation. I mean, we even saw Lonnie Walker come off the bench last night and drop 15 points in the fourth quarter and just completely carry the Lakers on his back and get them a victory. I mean, Lonnie Walker barely played throughout the end of the regular season and even up till now in the playoffs, but he really stepped it up last night. So I'm just trying to say, this is, I think, the most overall well-built team around LeBron, and I think if any team has a chance to do it when LeBron's old, it's this team, because LeBron doesn't have to do as much of carrying or scoring, and he can facilitate but also drop his 20 points per game, get his 10 rebounds and his 7 or 8 assists while getting to the free throw line a good amount of time. And he has guys like AD, Jared Vanderbilt, who can really muscle out, get those offensive boards. As he's aging, he doesn't have that physical capability as much as he did maybe like 2-3 years ago, but he's still a phenomenal player. Overall, this Lakers team is very, very unique, and we haven't seen a team built around LeBron like this, like I just mentioned. I think they have the ability to really beat the Warriors in this one of the next 3 games and advance to the Western Conference Finals, where they either take on Denver or Phoenix. And because Phoenix doesn't really have that interior threat with DeAndre Ayton, I think Anthony Davis will dominate DeAndre Ayton, and I think if they get that matchup, where Phoenix also doesn't have that much bench depth, the Lakers bench is one of the best this season. And so if the Lakers get that matchup with Phoenix, I think it's a favorable matchup for them if they figure out ways to use their better defenders like Jared Vanderbilt and AD to stop guys like KD and Devin Booker, who've been balling out. So yeah, the Lakers just got to do what they got to do, win one more game against the Warriors here, and I think from then on out, if they get Phoenix or even the Nuggets, I think they have a shot at the finals if they continue to keep it up and play this way. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video about how the Lakers defied all odds and actually have a shot at the Western Conference Finals and the Finals and even the NBA Championship. Bye.